Jeremy Showtime Grimes of Studio 22, and I'm line.
You're on the 3 Count Podcast.
And you're listening to the 3 Count Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chaz Evans, and you are listening to the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring. And introducing first, he is my tag team partner. He's the man that runs this show because I don't run shit. I don't do shit. I just talk shit. But this guy, he runs this whole thing. Listen, if this was a mob, he's like he's the gang. He's the top. He's Al Capone, okay? There he is. But anyway, you know him as the Red Dog. Ladies and gentlemen, Cliff Red Dog Miller.
All right, for the catchphrase. I got a huge problem with being Al Capone. That dude had syphilis and had like rotting brain disease, man. Let me be Kingpin. I'll be Kingpin, okay? I'll take that.
You can be the Kingpin, but I like you as Al Capone.
Yeah, Al Capone.
I like it. Okay, fine. You can be the
Kingpin. He had an STD.
Syphilis and die.
Yeah, it's syphilis and died.
Okay, fine. You can be the Kingpin. Anyway, introducing next. He is the 64-time North American NXT AEW Monday Night Rollins Messiah, World Heavyweight, Coronavirus Surviving, Smack Your Mama Cause the Chicken Tastes Like Crack, World African American Negro Spiritual World Champion, Chris Idol.
I'm doing my best John Cena impression.
Oh my God, that was funny. And last but certainly not the least, we have my little brother, and that is the only merit he has for being on this show. He doesn't watch any wrestling. He just watches YouTube highlights. But hey, that gives him enough merit in 2020 to be called a fan. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as Joshua Evans. Sometimes we call him the Napster, but here on the 3 Count Podcast, we call him JJ.
Okay, that was too much of my government name, bro.
I'm sorry.
I don't get anybody looking me up, even though I don't got nothing.
I'm about to say, you don't have any social media.
Shush.
Like you're not even a real person.
I am a real person.
Are you?
I question myself that.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'd like to thank the Sidewalks for keeping me off the street. It's dangerous times out here. Make sure you guys wash your hands. Stay locked and loaded. Chitty bang. Murder everything. And also, for all the people that are watching and listening to this podcast, I want to let you guys know that you guys are beautiful people. And you guys need to also make sure y'all stay positive. And yeah, it's a negative word out here. Stay positive, especially with all this dumb shit going on.
I want to let you know, you keep doing the murder. That's not gonna work. We gotta change it. You were good with just that. I'd like to thank the Sidewalks, keep me up. That was cool, but now you're adding stuff. No. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is the 3 Count Podcast. Now entering the ring, we have with us the special guest for now entering the ring. We got Doyle Day in the 3 Count Podcast. What's up, man?
Yeah. What's up, peeps?
Oh man, nothing much. We are happy to have you on.
Thank you for having me here. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, no
so
problem.
hyped.
No problem.
I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped having him on the show.
Thanks.
So, like I said, this is now in the ring. So we all got 3 questions for you, piece. Then we have our 10 count questions. So first thing that comes to your mind, I promise, you cannot fail this test. Okay? It's the first thing that comes to your mind. You cannot get any worse than SmackDown or Raw and say pumpkin. So trust me, anything's fair game. So let's get right down to business. So I'll start. Cliff, you'll follow. Then after Cliff will be Chris Idol. Then JJ, you'll come in at the end. So my first question is, how did you get started in the wrestling business?
Starting wrestling business. Well, I gotta shrink it down, but I'm a professional bowler, so I was on the road bowling. At the time, I was traveling all the time, going to Nitro and Raw. Me and my friends when we're on the road, we needed something to do when we weren't bowling, so we would go see Nitro Raw and all that. And every time I would go to Raw or Nitro or whatever here at the arena, there was these guys handing these flyers out. I want to be a pro wrestler. I want to be a pro wrestler. And I was like, yeah, I'm too small, too skinny, whatever. So one of my friends was like an ex-football player. He's like, I'm going to be the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going to go sign up. And I was looking for a sponsor for me bowling, and I was getting frustrated. So I said, screw it, I'll go with them, because I'd talked to these guys like 100 times. Let me just see what it's about. We go down there. This guy talks like an idiot. Says, I mean, they were looking at him like he was an idiot. And then I started talking. They looked at me like, wow, this guy gets it. So I signed up. He signed up. And then we showed up the first day. And a guy by the name of The Bruiser. Do y'all know The Bruiser, RJ from MTW?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. We were outside on a wrestling mat, and he like literally powerbombed me outside on the like concrete. And I quit after 5 minutes. My friend quit. Then I came back the next day, quit after 6 minutes. The next day, 7 minutes. You get the point. I never quit and just kept coming back, staying longer and longer. And then I was hooked.
Awesome. So what has been, so pretty much is, my next question is, who's been an inspiration for you?
In the wrestling business?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, you mean while I'm wrestling, or do you mean in the beginning what got me into it? Like, who inspired me to get into it?
Oh, let's go with both.
Well, to get into it, I was always a Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair fan my whole life. Like, they were always, I mean, I always got it. Like, you know, the best bad guy, the best good guy. And they just had more than, they didn't have the best physiques, but they drew you in. Like, you know, something somebody told me later, like 1 million guys can wrestle, but how many people can keep your attention and make you want to see what happens, even if you don't like wrestling? And those guys did it. So they drew me in. Now, what made me actually what made me believe I could do it was a friend of mine I used to go over his house when I was bowling again, and he used to be like, man, stop watching that WCW, that WWF crap. You need to watch this ECW. I was like, the hell is that? One night I fall asleep on the couch. I wake up because all I hear is this guy going, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, what the hell is this? And he's like, yeah, see my boy Chris Jericho wrestle. I was like, who the hell is Chris Jericho? So, and I see all these guys. I have no idea who they are. And he takes me to a show. I said, all right, I'll go to a show with you. I went, and I swear to God, it's a true story. I can't remember the name. It was in Philly, and a match was happening. Shane Douglas came out. Shane Douglas came out with Francine, and the first thing he said was, can I cuss on this show? Am I allowed to cuss on this show?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Swear to God, he goes, cut the fucking music. And when he said that, I was like, oh, shit, he just cussed. And the whole crowd went silent, turns around, looks at me, and my friend goes, hey, it's his first time. And Shane Douglas says, all right, moron. And right then, I was hooked. Shane Douglas, and then later that night, Spike Dudley beat Bam Bam Bigelow. I said, I can do this. I'm going to try this shit. I'm gonna give it a try. If that little guy can do it, this is awesome. I love the way this feels. I'm going to do it. I signed up. You know, then Axel Rotten was running the school, and I saw him, and I was like, oh, my God, this is even better. So Spike Dudley and the franchise, Shane Douglas, really, they were my inspirations to actually make me sign up to do it.
Oh, man, that's awesome. That's probably the most awesome ECW story I've ever heard.
I got more, you know.
Oh, man. Well, then,
yeah,
I'm changing my next question then.
Okay.
Give us another ECW story.
Okay, I'll give you a great one. Well, I can mix two up real quick. One, the crowd fight. There was 2 crowd brawls where the whole building started fighting. I just happened to be at both of them. I was at the Ag Hall, and these guys come through the. Who was it? Oh my God. Shane Douglas came through the curtain. Was coming through. Somebody spit on Shane Douglas. He got in their face. The guy mushed Shane. When he mushed Shane, 3, 2, 1, the curtains you could just see him move. The Dudleys came through, went over the rail. The whole crowd starts brawling. Everybody's fighting, swinging, fans, wrestlers going back and forth. I look to my left. Rob Van Dam kicked somebody. Tommy Dreamer's fighting somebody. Taz is laying people out. I start swinging at people because they're swinging at me. All of a sudden, I cock my hand back to hit somebody, read my elbow back. Somebody grabs me, spins me around. It's fucking Rob Van Dam looks at me, gets ready to hit me. Axel stops him and goes, "Hey, he's with me." He goes, "All right, kid, get behind us." And we start fighting everybody. so that's a quick one. And there was another one. I was at the ECW arena, sitting right in front of the where they came or behind. They come out behind us. I was sitting facing the hard cam. No, underneath the hard cam. Some kid in front of me, the Dudleys, Axel, Balls. I can't remember who else in the ring. Anyway, this kid, the match ends. He randomly walks by, grabs a chair, throws it up in midair over the guardrail. It goes up, nails Balls Mahoney right in the fucking like top of the head. All the wrestlers in the match turn, look at us. The whole stands, if you can imagine, probably like on that side, there's probably at least 750 to 1,000 people. The whole stand goes like this to one side, leaving the guy who threw the chair. Everybody points. They come over the rail at him. He starts moving. I literally trip him. He falls. They grab him, take him into the bathroom. Everybody starts looking. The door shuts. Awkward silence. Then this next match, while they're beating the shit out of the guy in the bathroom. Crazy. It was like, I just tripped him and everybody was like, oh, well. Anyway, next match. So, yeah, that was good.
That's way better than my third question, my actual question. That was worth it. That was worth it. Go ahead, Cliff. Go ahead.
Oh man, I'm still trying to get over the fact that like you go to swing your elbow and Rob Van Dam just grabbed your elbow. Someone's like, "Hey, no, he's with me." All right, kid, back here. I'm like, yeah, whatever you say, man. Just don't kick my face in.
And then Axel's like, "Hey, he's with me. Hey, kid, get behind us." So, like, you gotta tell me get behind you. I don't want to be in front of you.
So, aside from being a fan at ECW, what's been your favorite fan interaction as a wrestler?
Fan interaction? How do you mean fan interaction as a wrestler? What do you mean?
Like when you're in the ring and like fans like yelling stuff to you, or maybe like if there was a certain fan that like had a moment with you, or
oh man, I got some. Oh yeah, I love it when the fans, especially my shows, you know, because when I'm wrestling, I'm a little different. Like I get in where I fit in because you know there's enough guys flipping and flying, and there's enough guys, the 7-footer, and there's enough muscled up guys. Even though I'm working out, and I look pretty good now. So this Corona body looks better than it did going into the pandemic. But there's a lot of muscled up guys and technical guys, and me, I'm entertainment. Yes, I can wrestle and I can do all the styles, but I'm entertainment. So I like the fact that I give the fans interactions. So when I go, yeah, and they're like, no, you know, something to do. So I love it. And just once in a while, fans throw me off. Like I'm so used to being the bad guy. And one time, I mean, I'm used to, you know, ladies love everybody but me. They might like me, like I'm cool, but they don't like, oh, he's a sex symbol. So I remember one time, you know, I'd been working out a lot, you know, whatever. So I come out of the show and I'm like, yeah, you know, hey, boo. And then I heard, ow, sexy. I'm like, huh? Who's this said that? It threw off my whole dance, my whole walk to the ring. I was so not used to it. It threw me all the way off. And then there was a time me and one of my late best friends, Prodigy PTV, we were in York, Pennsylvania, and we were top heels. I mean, we were top heels like everywhere, Philly, Jersey, everywhere. Anyway, we did a show, and the deal was, you can even see the promo if you look it up. It's the one where me and him are in black and white on YouTube, where if he lost a match, he was he was going to kiss a fan's ass, a random fan. But if he won, this guy named Ray Alexander was going to retire, who's like the king of York, Pennsylvania. The whole crowd comes to see him. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so we do the match. End of the match, I help him cheat. Prodigy wins. We're like, yeah, kiss my ass. He's done. Fuck this town. You know, blank, blank, blank. We're yelling a whole bunch of curse words and even racial slurs because we could at the time. People weren't so offended. And we're black, so we're yelling something. They're Hispanic, so we were just going back and forth the racial slurs. And we're like, yeah, fuck this town, fuck this town, fuck this town. And as I say that, I'm talking shit, pointing like, yeah. And I back up to the ropes. And I'm like, oh, shit, the fans are at the ropes. And I look towards the entrance like, oh, shit, they blocking the entrance. And I look at Prodigy like, hey, ain't no way. And I look at Ray and literally look right at him. And I say, ref, Don't you tell him we're not.
Oh. The we
Hold
lost
on
him
a
in the
second,
middle.
sir. Somebody called me in the middle of it. Hold on. Hold on. Find it. Wait a minute. Damn it. What? Okay. There we are.
You get to the
You see
peak
me?
of the story, and yep, we got you.
Okay. So anyway, so he's like, I'm like, yo, we're not wrestling 5 more minutes. And the referee's like, what? And Ray's like, yeah, 5 more minutes. Like, 5 more minutes? No, hell no, hell no. I said, Prodigy, I'll be out front with the car. And I look across the ring, literally at Ray, and I'm like, duck one, give me your finisher. Freaking, I go, like, you son of a bitch. I throw the big line, turn around. He gives me the boot, power bombs me on his onto the code red, which he called the honky cracker. Gives me that. I roll out the ring. To the back, start the car, go out front of the building. Prodigy goes in, beats him up a little bit, turns around, ends up taking the finisher. 1, 2, 3. God damn it. And he crawls right to the front in full ring gear, hops in the car. We're both in gear, and we drive down the road and get the fuck out of town. That was close, man. I thought we was going to die. I ain't going to lie.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to get
man,
my next question. I'm trying to get my next question together.
You know what's bad? When the next match was fans bring the weapons and they hated us so much, there was like knives. There was like a hockey stick with like thumbtacks taped to it. Somebody had brought what looked like a Crocodile Dundee knife with a freaking some other kind of hard like sharp shit or razor blades on it. I'm like, man, you know this is wrestling, right? Like you ain't trying to, you want us to get hurt but not die. Like it was like some crutches with a switchblade in the end of it. I'm like, damn, like right?
Said, welcome to Thunderdome.
Exactly. I'm like, damn, like if 2 men enter, 1 man leave, what happens when 3 enter? The 2 gonna die? Shit.
So my second question is, what's the hardest part about being a wrestler?
I mean, a lot of people have different. I mean, you know, even though I love it and it's great, there's two. I mean, there's so many different things. Everybody's gonna have a different answer. You know, the match is great, the show is great, and an hour later you can barely walk because your back is so stiff and sore. That sucks. Sometimes if you get really popular, like I know people never believe this part. I'm really kind of a private guy, and even though I do this big, loud, boastful thing, and my gimmick is real, I really do fly. I'm really all over the country. I do got money. I do everything. It's a shoot. That's why the gimmick's so easy. But I don't like everybody in all my business all the time. So the big crowds, I just kind of zone them out when I'm wrestling because I'm really not. I'm kind of a shy guy, really, real laid back. I mean, people think I'm out there partying at the club all the time, which I used to and can do that. But really, I'm more happy at home ordering shit off infomercials at 3 a.m. because I think they're all a good idea. But another hard part is like literally, I mean, it's almost like selling your soul to the devil. It's like this cool thing we do, pro wrestling. But like, if someone told you you could do your dream and do whatever you want, but the price is you're going to lose probably anytime 5 to 10 friends a year, they're going to die. Like that's the hard part. Every year I'm losing at least 10 people, it seems like, you know, and then you start to go, oh, you know, I'm okay, right? Like you don't know, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. That's the hard part. That's probably the worst part.
I can understand that. That's the heaviest answer we've gotten on the show so far.
Yeah, man. Just that part sucks, but there's a lot of good things about the business, and you know, it's all a good thing. More good than bad.
So whether you're flying or you're a wrestler, where's been your favorite place to visit or places?
I mean, anybody who follows me on social media pretty much knows the answer to this. Vegas, baby. I'm always there. I go there like 40 times a year, whether I'm wrestling, having fun, hanging out, partying, whatever. Vegas, then New Orleans.
Oh.
Sorry, people keep calling me. Yeah. Vegas is great because it's the most inexpensive tourist destination on earth. It's the only place that changes. Like you can go every week and you'll never do it all. You can live like a king on Kool-Aid money. Dead serious. Plus, where else do I go? Puerto Rico's good too. Vegas is number one, hands down. I tell everybody, if you got to go somewhere and you only got one chance to fly somewhere, that's where you go. Also, if you don't have a lot of money, you can do more there than you can anywhere else. So that's it.
I love Vegas. Vegas is my joint.
I'll be there in 4 weeks.
Nice.
All right, Doyle. So my first question for you is, what's the hardest you've ever been hit inside the wrestling ring?
Oh man. Oh man. The hardest I've ever been hit. Oh man. I've been hit pretty hard, man. Like shit. I mean, you know, this is when I say sometimes wrestling your friends can be cool and sometimes it sucks. Prodigy, I loved him to death, but man, when I had to wrestle him, I was like, damn it. You sure we can't tag together? Because he hit me so hard because we're friends. So if you hit a little too hard, I'm not gonna be mad. You know what? It sucks. And Prodigy hit me. He used to hit me hard. Who else hit me hard? It's tough. DJ Hyde once hit me very hard. In fact, DJ Hyde like slapped me so hard, and it was me, Prodigy, and Nui, Samoan Machine. Do you know him?
Name doesn't sound familiar to me.
Okay, well, anyway, DJ Hyde once, like, he went to slap me, and he cupped his hand, and it hit me right in the ear, in the temple. And I heard his loud ring, and literally I, like, passed out. I just got knocked out. Like, I don't know, I just went out. And I remember Prodigy waking me up. He was like, Doyle, get up. We got to do the spot. And I remember where I was a little loopy. We go to the ring, and he's got DJ tied up in the ropes. And then I remember, like, he saw what happened, and DJ's like, tell him to hit me. And then I hit him, whack, like hard as hell. And he was like, God damn it. Then I hit him again. And then he's like, God damn it, dude, that's too freaking hard. So Prodigy was like, okay, and hit him even harder. But we were cool. Me and DJ were always cool. So, you know, it was a cool thing. But yeah, DJ probably hit me probably the hardest. Yeah, it's gotta be DJ Hyde. But we were cool. I mean, that's how he works. Just, you know, stiff, strong style. I understand it. Nothing's malicious or intentional. No one's ever intentionally hit me. You know what I mean?
Okay. My next question for you. What's the worst match you've ever had?
I don't want to out anybody with that. Oh,
You don't have to name
right.
names. You don't have to name names.
I don't care. I'll say it anyway. I was in Pittsburgh, outside of Pittsburgh, in a Fed called UCW, and this guy named Black Ice. Now there's two Black Ices, one in Virginia, Cello, my man, part of the D-line, awesome. This isn't him. There's another one. So we're in this 8-way clusterfuck, and I hate matches like that. So we get in the ring, da-da-da-da-da-da. He says, I'm going to pick you up a suplex. Okay. Picks me up for a suplex, and I'm up in the air, and I just feel myself dropping slowly down. I'm looking, and I see the mat getting closer and closer. I'm like, why am I going down? And then he, like, almost drops me on my head, and he kind of falls with me, and I'm like, I can pick myself up for a suplex. You couldn't hold me? And he's like, oh, my bad. I said, just give me a snap suplex. Picks me up so we can do it again. Picks me up for a snap suplex. I start falling down again, and he just turns, and it's like a jackhammer. And I'll never forget. I literally looked up. He went to pick me up, and I just stole him. I hit him so fucking hard. And I was like, tag somebody else in, please. And like, that match was so bad because he just, like, there was like 3 people in that match that just couldn't even work. And I felt bad for the fans, but, you know, it just didn't work, man. That was probably one of the worst matches I'd ever been in. Yeah. That might have been the worst match I've ever been in.
Okay. And my last question for you. What's the biggest regret you have in your wrestling career?
Oh man, the biggest regret I have in my wrestling career. One, I didn't start training like 5 years earlier because I'm pretty sure I would have had a job somewhere because my character and my personality was so over that I'm pretty sure Axel would have got me in the ECW. Like he told me, like, he's like, God damn, you're so awesome. Everybody likes you, man. Dude, you'd have been doing something. You know, I might have been, I'd have had something. Anyway, that and I probably in the beginning of my career, I spent most of my time in one place in one area, and I was loyal. But in retrospect, I definitely should have hit the road a lot more because when I hit the road, everybody's like, "Dude, we were wondering when you were coming out. You're awesome. Why the fuck you haven't come out? We've been waiting for like." It was like open arms were everywhere, and they were just like waiting for me. And then I didn't get to show myself in that one place because I didn't get the opportunity. Because not blaming anybody, but I was overlooked. But it was a good place. I learned a lot. But once I hit the road, everybody's like, brother, we love you, man. Come on. And they did stuff with me, and my character took off, and the group took off, and we got popular. I'm like, damn, oh, I could have did this like 7 years ago. I was trying to prove a point where I was, but just getting the opportunity one place, and then people would be like, yo, you need to come work my fit. You need to come work my fit. And now it just keeps going, and the character's been working for all these years, and people are entertained, and I'm still doing it, and my body's great, and I'm moving like a 24-year-old again, and things are good. Like I just wish I'd traveled more back then, or was able to fly like I am now back then, because then I would be rich then, and then life would have been even easier.
Alrighty, I guess it's my time to step up to the plate. It's my turn. Alrighty, my first question is kind of going to be a really, really generic one, but I think I want to personally ask this. What was your favorite match that you've ever been a part of?
Ah, man. Favorite match I've ever been a part of. Oh, man. A while ago, I'd have said back in the days, because my first couple matches were awesome. I wrestled Jimmy Superfly Snooker. I wrestled Balls Mahoney. And, I mean, the match with Balls Mahoney, I didn't actually wrestle him. I was on the outside, and then I interfered, and we still got the loudest pop in Maryland wrestling history from that. And then the one with Jimmy Snooker was pretty close. And I would have said that because that reaction it's never going to be equal. That reaction I got, I don't think it's ever going to be beat. Ever. Like, ever. People still remember that. But the match I can actually say when I wrestled and remember, man, I don't know. I did like that Joey Ryan match. Like, when I wrestled Joey Ryan, the crowd was really into it. I mean, they really did like that. But it's a tie between that and King of Maryland. I'm never in the King of Maryland tournament for some reason. And I wasn't in it. I was off as usual. I was just sitting back, and somebody didn't show up, Black G's. So they asked Kindred who he wanted to wrestle, and he said, give me Doyle, which me and Kindred wrestled about 1,000,000 times. And we stole the show. The match we had, if you watch it on YouTube, crowd was into it beginning to end. It flowed great. It went great. The crowd was entertained. Like, you didn't know who was going to pull that off. Like at one point, literally the crowd started to turn a little bit and go like, oh shit, Doyle might actually win. That was my favorite match. Cause I just remember I came through the curtain at the end of that match and everybody was like, dude, y'all tore it down. That was awesome. That was a first round match too. And I mean, me and Kendrick always had good chemistry, and that was it's between that and Joey Ryan, man, because that Joey Ryan match, if you guys saw it, just having to put up with the crowd yelling, touch his dick, touch his dick, and then they're just begging the whole time, and I'm trying not to, and then I had so much fun in it, you know what I mean? Like, it was tough not to say that was it.
I was at that match. I was there. I was there watching.
Yeah, that was, it's one of those moments, when I took that flip, I was like, man, where's my life gone? I could have been a doctor. It's just like, but it was good stuff. The fans were entertained. But yeah, it's between those two. All my favorite matches are in ACW because to me that locker room is awesome and that place is probably one of the best indies I've been a part of, and it's great. Like I wish we had TV. Like ACW would be the shit. Everybody would love it, and we're expanding more. So hopefully everybody can see my. Hopefully I'll have another match that being better, and you guys can look at me and talk to me again and be like, dude, I know you're embarrassed because of that one. Because I always do something else stupid. Anyway.
Alrighty. So my next question, I'm gonna ask, what is the worst bump you've ever taken?
Woo! I've taken so many. Been put to that flaming table. That sucked. I took the Road Warriors finish. That wasn't great. Balls Mahoney, the chair shot from hell wasn't great. I did an RKO in Seattle off the top of the cage. That wasn't a good idea. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. You know what? Again, I'm going to go with ACW. Kindred F5 me off the top of the cage.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wait, like F5.
Yeah, his finisher is the F5. And literally, yeah, I don't know why.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, Jack, what was I thinking? Like, there was a point where he got me on his shoulders, and I'm like, this is stupid. What was I thinking? I swear, if you watch it, he pauses, and he's like, you good? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, got me. And I'm sitting there like, go, motherfucker, go. Like, I'm losing all willpower. I'm like, I'm ready to bail out and just climb over the cage and get out of this bitch. And he waits. And he's like, all right. And then he does it. And I swear to God, when he F5'd me, I hit the ground, the mat, and I know I bounced up at least 3-4 feet. And he did too. And we're laying on the ground. The crowd's going, holy shit, holy shit. Meanwhile, I'm laying on the ground going, holy shit. Shit. And the referee's like, guys, you got to do something. I lean my arm over like, 1, 2. He leans his arm over like 1, 2. I'm like, that's all we got, bro. I don't even know how we got to our feet. But, yeah, that was probably the worst bump I've ever taken because the RKO off the top of the cage I did in Seattle was like, we was like a scaffold. And I did a match earlier in the night. And long story short, it got so hype. He said, I want you to interfere. And I run up and miss the line. Guy kicks me, goes for a stunner, misses. And then I grab him, RKO off the scaffold into the middle of the ring. And that was a clean back bump. But the ring was, like, nice. It wasn't stiff, so it didn't hurt as bad. The F5, I don't know, that just didn't feel great.
I still can't believe you actually, took an F5.
I can't believe it did either, because convincing me to do that, I don't know what I must have been in a good mood.
Totally.
You can tell he's my friend because, man.
Yeah. My last question would be, what is the best advice you could give to up and coming wrestlers coming into the industry?
Okay. One, pick a good place to train. You're only as good as the person who trains you. Also, when you come into this game, you need to have respect. You need to shut your mouth, keep your ears open, your mouth closed. And I don't care what you see on the internet. I don't care what you think you know. You got to relearn, and you got to pay your dues. You might have to be part of the ring crew. I was ring crew. I did it for like 10, 11 years. I didn't get my first match. I wasn't the best wrestling student either. It took me a while to catch on. So most people, maybe a year. Nowadays, I see guys training for 3 months and they're asking for matches and they want to be paid and all this stuff. And it's like, look, it took me 3 years to get my first match, and I didn't complain. I wanted it, but I paid my dues. I waited my time. I learned. You listen to the vets. You have respect. You're never done learning. Don't get an ego. There's something, and we've all know about it. I'm not breaking a fourth wall here, third wall, whatever here, called the Maryland attitude. A lot of other states, there's always people with attitudes. Maryland has a serious ego problem with indie wrestlers. That's why a lot of them don't get booked on the road. The Maryland attitude. It's gotten a little better, but there are guys who work here who get an ego just because you're on a show and you see a lot of people in the crowd. Well, guess what? Nobody cares, because everywhere else you go, you got to have respect. You got to be liked. If you want to get booked, you have to be humble and be workable and not have an ego. Nobody wants somebody with a it's like a job. Shitty attitude, bad work ethic, you won't get booked. I don't care where you came from. Nobody's going to like you. And
he's getting a call.
I'm back, yeah. If you're happy staying in this one little zip code and being the top guy in your own little zip code, that's cool. But if you want to make it in the business, you got to hit the road. You got to travel. You got to go to a couple nice places, and you got to be seen. And I'm sorry, I might not be the greatest wrestler on earth, but people know me outside my damn zip code and outside my state and around the damn country. So, and I get booked, and people like me, and they want me back because I'm workable, I'm likable, and easy to deal with. No ego. And that's what you need to be. Humble. That's the best advice also, get a good job, because you're going to be broke and you're not going to get paid a lot wrestling. So you need to have a good job so life on the outside's easier, so you're not struggling. And one more last thing. If you're going to pick a gimmick to do, pick a gimmick that's more like you. That's so easy for you to pull off. You can do it in your sleep. There's no better gimmick than you being yourself and be different. There's a million. Oh my God. I go in a locker room. I can name 5 gimmicks you see in every locker room. Be different. Be different and own it and just master it and be the best you can be. There it is.
Wait. I want to know. What are those 5 gimmicks?
Yeah.
I want to know those 5 gimmicks.
I'm going to hurt some people's feelings by saying this.
I
don't care, because my life's good. So anyway, honestly, there's oh man, am I gonna hurt somebody's feelings? Let me make sure nobody in my locker room has a gimmick. All right, yeah. There's a 80s rock and roll guy in every freaking locker room. Swear to God, every locker room. There's an English guy in every freaking locker room. There's gonna be a gothic vampire guy. Now in our locker room, we have one of the best ones in the country because he's black, and you don't see the black vampire guy. That's why Kindred's original. See what I mean? A different spin on it, and it works. But there's a vampire guy in every single one, and there's always the big, badass, ass kicker guy. How many times can we see that? Okay, but you got to make it different. Remember Taz? Taz was he was short, but he was a big, muscular, ass-kicking guy. But he was a judo shoot kind of fighter. That made it different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to be different. Like, what's another one I always see? Okay, how many times can we see the aerial flippy guy? Okay, there's 10 million of that right now. But what makes your guy different? Add something to it. Okay, don't be just the aerial flippy guy. Be blank, who does aerial flippy shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Make people want to know your character's different, because when you go around, there's going to be a million yous, and you want people to go, oh, that guy. Like me, my gimmic's more the Doyle Day, like Morris Day in a time. I wear the suits and whatever. And there's another one, Human Tornado, that does the same thing. He did it. I don't know. I think I started wrestling before him, but we do it similar. He's 70s. I'm more 80s. I've evolved my character to be more like Morris Day meets P. Diddy. So I do a little different. Tornado does his deal. Me and Tornado are actually friends, so it works out. We're okay with that. Like, we were supposed to tag in RCW in Baltimore. So we're cool. Like, the two gimmicks that are the best at it and they're most similar, we're cool with each other, so it works. And we're supposed to be in a group. I'm trying to get him here, but anyway, but we're both different. He does the flippy stuff. I'm more old school, simple. I'm more call and response to the crowd and more, yeah, no. He does the Huna Camrata. You ain't going to see me do that shit. Yeah, I mean, if you do, you're probably gonna hit a crowd. Go, holy shit! There's gonna be 50 Hurricanranas on one show. If I ever do one, the crowd's gonna go nuts. And I said I'm gonna do one before my career is over. But yeah, that's it. Just those are the 5 gimmicks you always see, man. Just be, if you're gonna do that by some miracle, you better do the best version of it ever, because it's being done everywhere.
Dropping knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. Dropping knowledge on the 3 Count podcast.
I
So,
try.
here we go. It's now time for the 10 count questions.
Oh Lord.
So, like I said, 10 questions. Only 10. You can't fail. First thing that comes to mind. All right. Here we go. Here comes the imaginary timer. Ding. You heard that? Heard that. Imaginary. Imaginary timer.
Okay.
Here we go. And Friday night, what are you doing? Random
This Friday?
No, random Friday. Random Friday night.
Random Friday night. Random Friday night. GTC.
Favorite color?
By the way, that was Jim Tan Chipotle. Favorite color, lime green.
Hey, that's my favorite color. Hey. SmackDown or Raw?
Nap time.
What pisses you off?
Pisses me off. What pisses me off? Oh God. The movie theater's not being open right now, and bowling alleys.
Same. NWA or Wu-Tang?
NWA.
Last show you binge watched?
Oh, last show I binge watched. What was the fucking show? Oh God, you guys are gonna look down on me for this one, dude. 90 Day Fiance. I'm hooked on that shit. It's hilarious, bro.
Best match you've ever seen?
Best match I've ever seen. There's so, it's tough. I ain't gonna lie. This one I can't say one answer. It's like a split. The new school, Osprey and Ricochet. I don't care what people gotta say about it. It was just amazing to watch for the new style. And overall, all time, you can look it up on YouTube. And if you don't feel the bumps on your freaking arm when you watch Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes, Manny Fernandez versus Ole and Arn Anderson and Ric Flair, dude, every hit, the crowd's like, whoo, whoo. You hit 40,000 people going on every punch. Like, that's what a match should be, and we need to get back to that. So YouTube that after this is over, and you'll see just what I mean in the first 10 minutes.
Alrighty, and Batman or Superman?
Is that the new one or the old ones?
Oh, we've never had that question. Someone's always had an answer.
Back in the days, like, you know, the corny ass boom, pow, pow. Screw Batman. Superman was the shit with like Christopher Reeve. But now, Batman, Superman, Batman's awesome.
I'll take that answer.
That's intellectual.
Yeah, the different genres, eras, it changes. You know.
Yeah, Batman was a cornball back in the day.
All right. I mean,
you think of the great answer in history when they're all together in Justice League. He's like, "What's your superpower?" "I'm rich." Best answer I've ever heard in my life.
Let's see. Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
And last but not least, favorite curse word?
Favorite cuss word? Probably fuck.
Yes.
Oh, I say fuck. Get the fuck out of here. It's fucking this, fucking that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm always dropping.
You can put that with anything.
Anything, and it just like
And it
sounds
works.
so menacing.
It does. Well, you passed.
Right. I passed.
Oh man. Big shout out, man. Thank you for being on the show. Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me, man. This is a good show, man. You guys, Yeah, man, you got a link or something? You could send me on Facebook so I can share it. And because you guys, this show, we need stuff like this to get everybody, to get talent, new and old, seen and heard, so people can find and support.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah,
But,
I'll send you all that information after the show.
Sweet.
Cliff works here.
And I want that shirt, by the way, because that catchphrase is awesome. I want that shirt.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah.
Oh, now you have no choice but to get on that that design now. You got to get it done.
Yeah, because I have to.
Dude, that's one of the best catchphrases I've ever heard.
Boom. I got it. I told you I was gonna get something.
Say that in your opening on this show every time.
I don't do shit. I don't run shit. I just talk shit. Hey, I love it. I love it.
Dude, I love that, bro. Like, if you were like, oh man, I'm so, I don't rip people's shit off, but that's one that somebody might steal. I'm just saying, not me.
Oh shit. Oh damn. I got copyright that now.
Shit. Yeah, seriously, it's that good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this episode of the 3 Count Podcast presents. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Doyle Day on the 3 Count Podcast.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chaz Evans, here with the Red Dog, here with Chris Idol and JJ. Be there next time on the 3 Count. So be there or be somewhere else.
Hey guys, it's the icon Chaz Evans here with the 3 Count. If you like this clip that you just seen, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. It's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook it, Photo Bucket, all that. And talk about it. Talk about what you seen. Talk about what you heard. And if you like us a lot, how about you go check us out on all your streaming platforms and make sure to listen to 3 Count. Icon out.